run a membership as part of my business, and I want to make sure to protect the content inside my membership. And so before I deliver any of the content in my membership, I make people sign an NDA. Right now, I have a very straightforward, simple system set up in Infusionsoft where someone purchases, we send them an email with the NDA as a PDF. They sign it. We have to work back and forth with them to make sure that we've actually got the NDA from them. Then once they receive the NDA, we're manually applying a tag saying that we received the NDA, and then we're delivering the content. Well, what we want to do is automate the process of getting the signed NDA. So we're going to use a plus this feature to facilitate the actual getting of the NDA, which will improve what we're able to do here. And it'll just automate it and take a lot of the time wasted out of that process. So we're going to go into plus this, and we're going to go to the Implementers Toolkit. We're going to add a file box uploader feature. First thing we're going to do is select which type of files we want to be added. This is a PDF, so it's not going to be audio or video. It's not going to be any of these types of things. It's going to be a picture file, depending on how they scan it, or it's going to be a PDF. We don't want to include any of these other files because we're not going to be able to see the signature if we do any of the files. So we're setting this up. We only need people to upload one file, and I actually want to rename the file. Once it's been uploaded, they may change the name when they save it or whatever. I want to rename this to be signed NDA. Okay? So that's going to sit on everyone, the individual contacts file box. Now, I actually already have a tag that I'm currently applying when someone's NDA comes in and we approve it. So I'm just going to use that same tag, which is NDA, received NDA. And then that tag we're going to use in the next process. So we're going to give this a name. The next thing that we need to do is, I don't use Customer Hub or Member 360 or Memberium, although if you do, you could just click on whichever one it is and copy the code out of there. I actually am going to put this on my website. So I'm going to copy the code out of here, and I'm going to go put that onto my website on a particular page. The page I'm going to put it on is going to be footlights.com/NDA. So once I've copied and pasted this code onto that page, I'm going to come back here, type in the link to the page, and then I'm going to copy the URL that plus this generates for me because it's going to have all the extra fun stuff that we need in it. So I'm going to copy this out. Now I'm going to go back into Infusionsoft, and I need to rework some of the stuff that I'm doing here. First, I'm going to come into this first sequence, into the welcome email that I'm sending, and I'm going to add a link to where they can go and upload the finished document into this email. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say link below. Click here, and then this is going to become the link that I just copied out of plus this. Okay. So when someone clicks that link and goes there to upload the signed NDA, I actually now, because I'll know whether they've actually submitted the NDA, I can add a few more emails in here to help to push them down the process of sending their NDA. So I'm going to add a couple more emails to this process. I could add 3 or 4, which will drive them to remember to sign the NDA and upload it. I don't need to mess with this particular piece here, although I do want to make sure that somebody looks at the document to make sure that it was signed. Because somebody could technically just upload a blank document and assume that they can get the stuff without signing the NDA. So I'm actually going to implement a separate piece here in between that tag being applied and the content being delivered, where we're going to have a task get generated for somebody to go and check to make sure that that happened. Okay, so all that's going to happen in here is we're going to do a process, which is going to be a task. Okay. And then the last thing we're going to do is set up one last goal, which is going to be a task completion goal, So once that task is completed, then we're going to drive them forward and put them into the content delivery sequence. Now, I need to go change this from a tag goal to a task completed goal. And we'll configure this to be the task that was generated in the previous sequence. So now what I have is someone purchases a membership. We're sending them the NDA and a bunch of reminders with a link for them to upload the NDA themselves. Once that NDA is uploaded, this tag is going to get applied, which is then going to create a task for me to go and check to make sure the NDA was actually signed, which will take me like 2 seconds. Once I complete that task, then the content will be delivered. The beauty of this is now I don't have to haggle back and forth with people and figure out what mechanism they're going to use to send it back. They can just figure it out on their own, upload it to the system, and then it will automatically prompt all this other stuff to happen. So then I just publish the sequence, the campaign, and we are good to go.